Hello everyone, it's Helen here and thank you for joining me today for tonight's live. So it's Saturday night here. The sun is pretty much going to bed now, so definitely the summer is closing in. So before we start, I just want to do a sound test because I know I had some funny faint sounds last week. So I just want to make sure that I've switched my microphone over. So I'm hoping you'll all be able to hear me nicely. So let me know in the comments. I know I've got one comment. Hello Lynn, I hope you have a great evening. I hope you're having a really good weekend. Now I know Lynn, she watches the replay. She'll be doing that tomorrow morning. So Lynn, I hope as you're watching this, it's a lovely Sunday morning for you. You've got a nice cup of tea. I think you have herbal teas and flavoured teas. So I'm hoping that you're enjoying those and you're having a lovely Sunday. So it's Saturday here for us, so I'm hoping everyone is okay. I've got the comments just in front of me so I can read them out as I go. I don't want to miss anything, so I do like to keep an eye on everything. So how is everyone? Let me know where you're from in the comments as well. I always love to hear where you guys are from. Hi Diana, hi Caris, hi Barbara, and I've said hi to Lynn. So I'm just going to do a quick overview of what we're going to do today, and then I'm going to just dive in straight into the tutorial because I like to get this done in more or less round about an hour, so I don't really like to go too far over that. So as long as you guys can hear me fine, we can start chatting. Okay, so I've got everything prepared mostly already, but I'm going to do some crafting and die cutting with you guys so that you can kind of watch me in real time as well. So I've prepared as much as I dared. So we're going to be using today the portrait album die set. Now this is one of my favourites, and also the small ultimate binding. Now this one is back in stock because it's sold out. All of my album die sets are now back in stock apart from the tiny little snapshot album, but everything else is back in, and I've linked everything down below as well. So another die set that we possibly could be moving on to today is the portrait album die set editions as well. So this goes with the portrait album die set, so these work together. So we're going to be doing that. Now this is quite a small book, so it measures 6 3/8 by 4, and each page is going to be a pocket page at the top, and it's going to have 6 pages and the covers either side. And if you like your Halloween stuff and you like to do a bigger album, you can actually get different dies to make this into a bigger album. Now the example I have here is this Alice in Wonderland mini album, or big chunky mini album. Now this one was using, it's even got pocket pages in there too. Now this one was using the landscape album die set, which is back in stock. This must have been ordered way before the decision was made to discontinue this one, so we're quite lucky that we got another batch in, but once those have gone, a new set will be coming in to replace this one. So if you want this one, this is all the stock that we have left for that, and that goes with the large ultimate binding, and it also comes with its own editions as well. So I've used all of these die sets to make this larger one, and there is a 3-part or 2-part tutorial that will be linked down below. It's a Craft World exclusive. It's free to watch. You don't have to you know, join up or anything like that to watch it, but the tutorial, it's a full-length tutorial as well, that is linked down below. So I'm just going to pop that aside so we can get back to this. Okay, so the papers, you are probably wondering, there's so much to tell you guys. So the papers are from, now I used these last year, these are from the Craft Consortium, and I have them stored in this bag next to me. There we go. Now this is Happy Haunting. Now this has been re-released by Craft Consortium. It's on their website. The link for that will be down below. And I also, this is a 12 by 12. I think it comes in 6 by 6. Yes, it does. I've got the whole collection here. You can buy the whole bundle, or you can buy all the individual elements as well. So everything's sticking together here. There we go. This is the 6 by 6. It's literally just a smaller version. Making a mess. Making a big mess. You get the stamps. And I'll probably use some of these today actually. The wooden chipboards. Wood shapes. So I'm going to pop all this aside. Okay, so I'm going to discuss quickly what I've done so far, and then we can move on to actually doing some die cutting. So to get my binding together, here we go. I'll show you the dies because it's a lot easier to explain. Okay, you get 3 dies in this set. So if you're wondering what this is like a spine cover, and that's what I used to make this gold one here. Now obviously this one was using the larger one, but that is what it looks like there. And I used the Sizzix texture roll in gold for that. So that will be, we're not going to be using that today. Right, so all you need to do is die cut one of these out of your chosen papers. I've used some orange cardstock, that is linked down below, and 3 of these with these funny lines here. Now this is there's numbers there, so it gives you the measurement, so you can cut them down to whatever size, but you don't have to go by these dashes. If you want to go smaller, you can do, or if you want to go in the middle, you can do. So 3 of those, that is all you need for the binding. Okay, I'm going to quickly go on to the comments whilst I de-stress these, because these are going to, some of these bits are going to be on show. Obviously the wings here, the flaps, they're not actually going to be shown, but there is going to be some of this binding visible. So I'm going to use just a brush here. I have ordered the new creative die brushes from Creative, from Craft Stash. I'm waiting for those to be delivered, so I just went into my I think these was the John Next Door, the Craft 2 ones, and Distress Oxide in Black Soot. So I'm just going to quickly run this over while I look at the comments. We've got Lisa, hello Lisa, in Norfolk, Teresa, Gastonia, we have Debbie, hi Debbie, and Grace has asked how long I've been watching Create and Craft, waiting to see you on the show. I get it on cable here in America. Okay, are you talking about the Create and Craft USA or the Create and Craft the UK broadcast? Because you can watch the UK broadcast on their website. So I'm not on the Create and Craft US just yet. I don't know when I will be, but I think there were talks for that. So. But I will be back there on the UK one in a couple of weeks. I have a new autumn collection coming out, so I'm really looking forward to that. And we have Anne's Craft, hello, she's from Virginia. And okay, so let's get this popped together. Now you've probably seen me put this together a few times, but if you are new here, I do like to do like the bare bones of it, the minimum of what you'll need to know to get this put together. So with this first one here, that's going to sit in the middle, and obviously if I do skip through anything, I should have some other tutorial for that step that I may have missed out. So I try to keep everything covered so you know what you're doing. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that in the middle. Now some people like to use like red tape or the score tape for this. I prefer wet glue. I've had a few albums come apart where I've used tape before, and I've never had any problems with with the things coming apart when I've used the wet glue. So I'm using Cosmic Shimmer in this bottle here, and I've linked these bottles before, and they're also linked down below as well. So I just find it so much easier using these little bottles. Okay, so we now have this gap here on the right. So I'm going to pop that between these 2 flaps here, right in the center. And if you do have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I'm doing my best to keep an eye on them. Okay, so that should be okay. And also using the glue, you can then wiggle it around till you get the perfect placement, because if any of these are even slightly off, those pages are going to either point upwards or point downwards. So, and that's never fun to try to fix. So always if you can, use the glue on this, and then you'll be able to kind of maneuver everything into the right place. Hi Wendy Sweets, I'm hoping you're alright. I'm absolutely flabbergasted with all that, the floods and that you had. I don't think I've ever seen, it was like some of the videos I saw, the water was just torrenting down the subway stairs. It was literally like a scene from Titanic. I would have been so scared. I wouldn't know which way to go actually, whether the whole subway would fill up with water, you know, because you've seen Titanic, you know, you kind of know how it ends. So yeah, I'm hoping you're alright. Hi Alison. Oh, it's your first time here. I do try to go live every Saturday. Sometimes things do get super busy and I'm unable to go live, but or even be able to prepare a video. I like to do in-depth full videos. I don't like to just churn out just little videos here and there with just a quick project or something. I mean, I'm not against a quick project, and if I have a good one I'll share it, but I do like to just you know, do proper projects for you guys. Okay, so let's move over to the pages. I put all my offcuts in this page. Right, so you're going to be needing to die cut from this set next. I'm going to set this aside now just to dry. Okay, so this is the portrait album die set. Now this was one of the very first mini album dies that I designed. So this is going to cut it in 2 halves. Well, it's going to cut it in one whole piece. You fold it over so it's in sort of 2 halves, and this flap here is going to join it together, so that's going to create a pocket page just like this. And I need to do one more, so you need 8 of these in total, so 6 for your pages and 2 for your outer covers. Okay, and I'll show you what these are in a moment. Just going to grab my die cutting machine. I'm going to leave my machine way over there because it was a bit noisy last week and people said they couldn't hear me, so I'm going to leave it over there. It's the Couture Creations Go Power and Emboss. I'm not too sure how hard it is to find now. I mean, it might be available still at Hobbycraft. I have no idea whether it's available in the US, but I can totally recommend Big Shot Plus or the Gemini, the A4. So this is an A4 sized plate, so this will not fit through a standard sized Big Shot, like the 6-inch wide one. It definitely needs a larger format. So I'm just going to run that through. That's going to do all of the scoring for you. Oh, that's good to hear. Wendy's saying it was okay where she was. So Alison's having a break before starting Halloween and Christmas cards tomorrow. So are you going to be starting off with Halloween first and going in that order? I mean, in the UK people don't really do the Halloween cards, but we do sort of do like Halloween treats and things for parties. So I don't know, maybe in a few years time you might start doing cards and things. You never know, it's really picked up in the last few years, so you just never know. Okay, so you need to do 8 of those. Okay, so Anne's saying she's made 1 twist and squash box so far. Maybe I should make a Halloween version of that. I keep looking at all of my die sets thinking, oh, that would look good in Halloween paper. Okay, and so as I say, looking forward to making one with Halloween cardstock. There you go. She said exactly what I just thought there, yeah. Yes, so there is so much Halloween paper. If you're into digital papers, Snap Click Supply, I'll say that again, Snap Click Supply, I think are having a 50% off discount sale at the moment for this weekend. which I'm going to probably have a look at after this because I don't want to forget that. So I've just glued the tab down now. I'm just going to give that a good pressing. And again, they have a ton of Halloween things, and Christmas Echo Park, Carter Bella, all those really good brand names. So, and you can literally get the individual paper packs or the elements that you'd print out at home, or you can get the bundles where they're all together. So go and check those out. I know that they've got some really nice Halloween things. Okay, so I have 2 of these now. Here is my second. So I have my 2 covers. I'm trying not to confuse you guys so that you can keep along with this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I've done my papers already. You do get a die in there to do your papers, but I'll give you the manual measurement as well. Sometimes it's quicker just to cut it with a paper trimmer. So the measurement for the paper mat is 3 3/4 by 6 1/8. So you need 6 of those pages, and you can just cover those up if you want to before you pop your album together. Now I have darted ahead and done this in advance. This is super easy. Now this is 1mm thick chipboard, and it measures this 6 3/8 by 4, which is the exact size of this page here, of the page. And all I've done is I've glued it onto some paper and then trimmed it around, and I now have my covers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly ink these because we've got the kind of the grey of the chipboard there. Now I buy my chipboard from eBay, so it's going to really depend on what country you're from or where you prefer to buy your chipboard. In the UK it's mostly known as grey board. So if you go along to eBay, if you're in the UK, just type in grey board 12 by 12. I buy mine in 12 by 12 sizes. If you just search for that in the eBay search bar, you will probably find something along the lines of that. So you can also search up mount board, but that is super thick and hard to cut. I can cut this on my Fiskars paper trimmer, my big heavy duty bypass trimmer, not the little ones with the little blade in, it's the big one. I've linked that down below, but I think I'll be getting that out in this live show, so you'll get to see that hopefully if I get that out. But yeah, that cuts this chipboard really nicely, and then straight afterwards I can cut ordinary paper because it's a self-sharpening, like a rotary blade. Yeah, it's some sort of I don't know where what the technical bypass is technically, so, but anyway, it's self-sharpening and it's super strong. Okay, so I've just done that. So what we can do now is start assembling. I'm going to pop these aside just to dry, and don't think I got any on me. Okay, so we're now ready to start assembling. So I am going to go through this quite quickly. You can always go back onto replay to watch this. You can slow it down. You can change the speed of the videos. You can make me slow. You can make me super fast so I go all squeaky as well. So there's loads of different things that you can do in the YouTube settings. Okay, so we're going to start off with this back flap here. I'm going to add glue. Again, I use glue, but if I was to do this on a live demonstration, say on Create and Craft or on Craft/Live, I would probably go for double-sided tape. I would take that risk, just because it's really quick. It's you know, with the live demonstrations, I only get round about 10 to 15 minutes to do something really quite complicated, and it can get a bit stressful, so I always tend to go for tape now. Okay, so I have my glue both sides. I'm going to slide this on, and again, if you are new to this, use the glue definitely, because you have time to wiggle it up and down and get it into the right place. Okay, so I've popped this on so I can just about see the score line there, and I'm going to use my grid mat here. This has to be straight with this one here. This is going to be our back cover, and I just want everything to be perfectly straight. Okay, to turn it over again, I'm happy with that. Got extra bits there, there we go, get rid of that. I'm happy with how that looks, and then I'm just going to press that down. Okay, and I'm going to turn it around. This is now upside down because I've got my pocket there. Always be wary or be aware of where your pocket openings are, because you may end up having an upside down book, or some of it the right way round and some of it not. So always be have a mental note of where your pocket openings are. So this is now upside down. I'm just going to add the cover now. Do exactly the same. So while I do this, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and that will give me something to talk about whilst I put these pages in. Otherwise I'll just find something random to waffle on about. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that on again. Use your lines here just to straighten everything up. You can use your eye as well. If you think that looks straight, it probably is. And I've done this tons and tons of times now, so I could be quite quick. So that is the outside of our book. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these pockets closed. So I'm going to do that just now. You can keep them as open pockets if you want to, but I tend to just, as a personal preference, I prefer to just close these. There we go. Hi Craftaholic. I'm about half an hour early today, so most Saturdays you'll see me here doing my lives, depending on how busy things get. Okay, so oh, that came apart. This is now the right way round. Okay, back to the right way round again. Right, so I have my 6 pages now that I would like to put in, and I'm liking that order. No, I'll put that back to where it was. Okay, and I've got everything in the right place. I have all of my pockets at the top and all the openings on this side there. Okay, I'm going to turn it around that way. So this is my back page, this is my front page. I'm going to turn it that way because that's the order from that I'm going to take it from the stack. So this will be my first one. So we're going to start at the back here first, and I'm going to add glue just to both sides, and I'm going right up into these little corners here as well. Okay, this is important now, so you need to slide this on, and this is why it's really good to practice first if you're new here to use the glue, because otherwise if you use tape, it's stuck down. So slide that on and then lay it down flat. It has to be flat so that you can line it up top and bottom, and then again go up to the score line so it's literally just visible, and then you can press down once you're happy with the alignment there, that is aligned to the back cover. Now the reason why I'm doing this in a lying down position like that is because if you were to kind of glue it in that position without it being down flat, it's going to want to stay up. It's not going to want to turn very well, so to get good turny pages, always keep it down horizontal. Okay, and then exactly the same now, lining it up as we go along. So add your glue one strip at a time. So I do have a few Halloween photos that I would like to use in this this mini album. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to print those out. It won't be today, but in one of my next videos I'm going to print out some photos, small ones, and I'm going to do some page layouts with you guys, because I know when you watch a mini album tutorial, you know, we concentrate on the assembly and the papers and maybe a few photo mats, but there isn't a lot of in-depth anything on, you know, decorating and getting your layouts in, using your photos, and things like that. So a lot of people's albums tend to just stay empty, you know, so I'd like to get your albums filled up with photos. So I'm going to start doing videos on how to actually get your photos in and start enjoying them. So Barbara's saying she has made a meandering mini book from my tutorial a couple of weeks ago with 12 by 12 paper. Yeah, that will be a few videos after this, and if you're watching this way in the future, if you're wondering which video that is, it's the meandering album. It will be in my mini album playlist, so you'll be able to find it that way too. Oh, I'm glad it came out okay, and I do have some more one-page wonders to come as well. I mean, I have so many ideas and videos that I would love to make, but at the moment with Simply Made Crafts, I work in partnership with Craft Stash on that brand, and even though it has my name on it, it's basically owned by Craft Stash, and I'm a designer behind it, and we work together to bring you that brand. But due to the supply issues that we've been having the last year, we're working way ahead than we normally do at the moment, just to make sure that we have all of the collections designed and ordered and also delivered to the warehouse, so that we don't really have that the stock issues that we've been having over the last year. So we've been basically working back to back since probably June July time, designing collections with barely any break in the middle. So that is where my attention has been most of the summer. I'm getting pretty tired now, so I think we're approaching the end of this mass work. So I'm really looking forward to finishing all of that and actually spending some more time getting videos out for you guys, because I have so many ideas and I want to do like more than 2 or 3 Halloween projects. I know we've only got 2 months. 2 months seems like a long time, but for me, with planning projects, filming them and thinking up the projects as well, because I don't want to just keep to dies. I want to give you some scoreboard makes as well, things that you can make just from your papers and cardstock as well. So there's not much point in me having a channel where I just show you all just dies and things that you can buy and things. I want you to kind of get creative with your scoreboards as well, because there's a lot of fun in that as well. Yeah, the dies are a lot of fun to use, but it's also fun to just do the scoreboard makes. So, and I think I've kept on cue there. I'm now straight with the front page. We're almost there, and here is the last one. So I've used the Halloween papers for this, but this will look good with Christmas. Flowery paper, you all know how much I love my vintage florals. That would look good too. So many different things that you can do with this album, especially when you use the additions as well, because then you can get really creative with the pockets and things like that. Okay, so just putting the last one on now. Just going to line that up with the front page, sorry, the cover. Flip it over, make sure that's all in alignment. That looks good, and I'm going to press that down. I am happy with that. Now, here is my book so far. How is that looking? Give me a thumbs up if you think that's looking good. So I'm going to do some more inking just on, I don't need it on the outside, I just need it on the inside, and then I need to get my paper trimmer out. Whoops, throw my pin away, and then cover this with paper. Well, I could actually, I think I might just leave it, because I like the bright orange. Most of this orange is just a hint, so I kind of like the pow there of the orange. So I'm just going to go around the edges here. Now some of my nail varnish has come off on there, so I'm going to leave it because that's the look we're going for. Probably the one instance where this little accident is a happy one. I'm just going to go round, just doll that in, do the other side, and then we can add on the front chipboard covers that I've cut as well. I'm not even being too fussy about how this looks as well, because it's just that messy look we're going for. You can take your time and do it really perfectly if you really want to, you know, get your glass mat out and do it, but I'm just being a rough handy here. Okay, so we're almost there now. Okay, so here we have our covers. Again, if you've just joined us, just go back to the beginning and I explain everything that I've used so far. So I've done these at 6 3/8 by 4, which fit this album perfectly. Let's glue those on. I'm going to move glues now. This is the 3-in-1 Beacon Advanced Craft Glue. I'm just going to move over to this because it is like a larger area, and I am going to go all the way over to the sides. I've not linked this glue, but you can get this from Amazon, and also the Fabri-Tac glue will also work perfectly for this too. You do have to be quick though, because it does seep into the chipboard, so be quick on that, and make sure that your book is the right way around. Yes, it is, because I have a directional paper, so I don't really want to be putting this on upside down. If you do that and you don't want to take your book apart or start again, you'll literally just have to sacrifice having pocket pages. Just glue your pocket pages closed. I know it's a shame if you do it upside down, and also you can just recover any pages with more paper again if you want to. Or I know in the US you can get that, what's it called? It removes things. It's some liquid you put on, and it kind of separates the papers. One of you must know what it is. I can't remember the name, but it's some like liquid that you kind of squirt onto your papers, and it gets rid of the glue. But it's something that we can't get hold of in the UK, so they don't sell it here. So Debbie's asked a question, let's read that. I'm still trying to make sure I have the orientation here. Is the Grand Layout paper pad discontinued? I have no idea. Is it in stock? Has it sold out? Yes, the embossing folders are back in. I can check for you right now actually, because I have my computer right here, so I can have a look. It depends how popular the paper pad is, whether it gets reordered or not. It's not a decision that I get to make on that. So let's look in the ranges. It was Grand Day Out, wasn't it? Yes, Grand Day Out. That was with the pink florals. That's one of my favourites. Oh, I think it might have gone. It may have sold out. I will find out whether that's coming back, because that's literally one of my favourites. I can't get enough of those patterns. Okay, so here we have our album now. It's got nice sturdy backs and fronts. That is pretty much ready to go. So you haven't given yourself a headache trying to make this, trying to remember measurements and cutting it all out. Just use your dies and run it through, and then you have a lovely album, so you can have fun decorating this. So what shall we do next? Undo. Yes, that was it. Undo. Thank you, So Good. Have you checked out So Good's channel? I know she has some of my dies. I think she's tried a few of my handbag dies, so go check her channel out. There's definitely lots on there for you to watch. Just trying to make a decision now. I can move over to the portrait album die sets. Now the flowers obviously won't be good for this particular one, but we can do maybe some pockets here. Got a corner pocket. I mean, I can tip it all out. There's an absolute ton of dies in here, 33 dies. And this is where you make a big mess. Now this one is humongous, so you can use that with some of the other dies. And all of these shaped pockets here, they come with mats as well, so I'm hoping it's not too bright or glary here. See, we even have the shorter one there. There we go, that one. I'm just going to do a couple of pockets with you guys, and then maybe if I have time I will start to decorate the front as well, because an hour isn't really all that long enough to kind of decorate it, you know, all of it. So I will be doing another follow-up video on this one as well, so going through a layout or two with you with photographs, because there was one year where we grew our own pumpkins and they were really fun to watch, so I will probably use some of those photos in that one. So that was the portrait albums die set editions, and that's sized exactly for this album. So I'm going to actually get my little, oh, I've got an extra die there, put that away. Get into the habit of putting stuff away straight away, and then don't have random dies hanging around. Okay, so I do have some offcuts I've saved from the pages that I cut out, so save all your offcuts. Now these ones are left over from the main page, so I'm just going to use those. So that's not going to fit. I'll cut a new thing out for that one. Let's run that through. Now I think these two dies are my go-to dies. They're my favourite ones, and the ones I kind of go to and gravitate to first. So there is our first one. That's done all of the score lines. It's done the shape, and I'm going to choose a paper. I need to have a look at my pages first before I decide on the paper for that. Now I'd like you guys to actually choose the next mini album that I'm going to be doing for the next episode of this mini album series. It's an ongoing series, so it's just something that I'm going to be adding to. So if you have a particular album in mind you'd like me to do, let me know in the comments, because I do read the comments and I take on board suggestions and things like that. So I would love to know which one to make next. So down in the description box there is a list of all of my mini albums, so if you would like to just have a look there, all the names are there as well. So I'd just like to know which one you'd like to see being made next. Yes, you could do black flowers, that would definitely go. Okay, let's make some decisions now. Grab the paper pack out again. Actually, I think I might be able to use my offcuts. These are my offcuts from when I cut up my page mats here. I use my paper trimmer. There is a page mat die in the set. These are all of my offcuts, and I've got some little ones here. Right, so let's decorate this one. Okay, so let's fold all of these down. It's much better when you use a bone folder here, just to get those crisp lines. And again, I'm just going to take a little bit of this black soot here, just to distress the sides or the edges. Okay, do the same on this one. Yeah, doing this extra step with the ink edging does take that little bit of extra time. Hi Rachel. Almost there, there we go. Okay, so I have my two pockets here. So I'm going to have this one at the bottom. So that blends in, but we're going to use the paper mat for that. So I'm going to pop that on just there. You can, it won't go that way, but you can pop there. But if you have any of the larger albums, it can go sideways. It will easily fit on the landscape that way up. Okay, I'm going to glue these down and then I'm going to do the mats. So I'm just going to work my way as we go. Oh, I did do a review of my Epson printer and then my footage was corrupt, and in that video I topped up the inks and everything, so it wasn't something that I could redo fully, but my ink tanks are almost halfway down, so I might just try and film that again. Otherwise I will just do another video and just do a general talk and a general tour of that, because I want to do the papers that I use as well. I've just bought some brand new papers to try with my Epson printer. For a lot of last year my actual printer was sold out, you couldn't get it anywhere. I think it's now back in stock. One thing I don't like to do is tease you with things that you can't get hold of. So yeah, it's never nice watching a video and you really want to get something and then finding out that it's not available anymore. It kind of sucks when that happens. So I think it is back in stock at Amazon. It's the, let's give you the model number, ET77, I think it's 00, yeah, 7700. It's the Epson Eco Tank. It's the photo version. If you want to do borderless printing, always go for a printer that does photo quality printing. It will normally show you on the thumbnail of the product whether it's a worksheet with text coming out. That's like an office-based one. Those don't tend to do borderless. But if it has a photo coming out of the printer, then it's going to most likely be borderless, especially if that photo that's coming out is borderless. So that is kind of how you can tell up front without having to check all the technicals, the specs on those. So that's a quick and easy way. I prefer borderless, and the Epson Eco Tank is really affordable to run. I mean, you pay for the printer quite a bit for the actual printer, but the inks are very affordable for you to replace and they last over a year. Whereas with all the other printers that take the cartridges, you don't pay very much for the printer, and then you pay daylight robbery then for all the cartridges. So I prefer it that way, using the Eco Tank, the liquid inks, and I can then afford the branded archival safe inks as well. So Susan's saying she didn't have the 77, so she went for the A3 version. I want the A3 version. You've got my dream printer there, Susan. That was the one I wanted, but yeah, the price was a bit high and it took me a while to save up for the A4 one. So I'm more than happy with my A4 one, but to have the A3 one, that would be fabulous. So okay, let's make some decisions. Okay, so we can do that one on there. I like that. And I think I might do a pattern repeat, maybe. Would these look good here? No, this these two are quite busy, you see. I don't want anything to conflict with the busyness. I want a pattern that will kind of go. Oh, see now, this is where I kind of get all higgledy-piggledy. What should I do? So the best thing you can do is audition. See how things look. Nope, that's too boring. That could work. See, that would look good there too. There is a danger here. If you overthink things, you end up with doing nothing at all. There is that danger. I've got that one already. See, some of these are, well, they're all double-sided. Some of them are pearlescent as well. I mean, I could literally just decide, maybe I'll do the pattern repeat on that side. Yes, I'll do that. There we go. Simples. Okay, so if you overthink things, you end up in a mess. Okay, so grab the big shot out again. Now these little pockets are going to be absolutely perfect for popping in your photographs, and I like to put my photographs onto mats as well, so I'll be covering that in the next video. I'm not too sure if I'm going to do it live next week. I might do something different for next week, or I will film something and then add that during the week. I know I've got Create and Craft in a couple of weeks, so I'm heavily working towards that right now, and I have to have all of my tutorials done for those videos. Now this is directional, so I need to make sure my pocket is the right way, and I'll pop that on. It's moving around because I have a magnetic platform. I could not live without my magnetic platform. Okay, there's no direction for this one, so I'm just going to cut that. There we go, and I can run that through. Okay, one thing I haven't done is just to double check that everything is still technically streaming nicely. Yep, looks good to me. If you were with me last year when I did all my lives through lockdown, I had massive internet problems, and it turned out that our entire cable that runs under the ground from our house to the main hub needed replacing, which they did, and ever since then it's been absolutely perfect. So that was the problem. Okay, so let's get these popped on. Loving that. Glue. Back to this one. Oh, purple. I'm like a magpie. Oh, no, that's the wrong way round. What have I done? I did them the wrong way round. Right, back to the drawing board. I'm just going to go with this. Just going to go with this. It's because I'm talking too much. Now, I might have got away with that if this wasn't double-sided. That's the only one in the paper pack as well that has the same pattern on the other side. Now, I make boo-boos like this a lot, so I don't mind doing it live. That's fine, because I can show you how I fix it. It's a little bit more nerve-wracking if that happens if I'm on Create and Craft or something like that, but you kind of learn to live with it. You're going to make a boo-boo, and a boo-boo's a boo-boo. You move on. Okay, so unless it's absolutely terrible, but that's never happened before, so luckily my boo-boos have been small. Okay, that looks good. No, it doesn't. No, it's too busy. I might just have to go with the green. Let's just go with the green. Play it safe. Where's my... there it is. Dye there. I want want to get these lines more or less straight. Now I do love this magnetic platform, but I don't like it when it moves the dies, but I can definitely live with it because it's just so useful. Oh, thank you, Spider's Corner. That's just like my Spider's Corner. I did actually see or read quite a funny story today. I'll tell you it while I'm gluing this on. It was some news article about this this lady. She saw a spider in her room. Apparently it was the size of her hand in the UK. And no, we'll do the green. And she absolutely screamed and screamed and screamed over this spider. And her neighbours, they phoned the police because they thought she was being attacked. So the 5 police officers turn up, and she's like, oh no, it's just me and the spider in the house. So they were kind enough to actually stay. They caught the spider for her, and then off they went. So I don't know if I'd be embarrassed. I mean, obviously I wouldn't scream like that, but yeah, that made me laugh today. That was the story of the day for me. That was quite funny. So okay, so there is our first page done. And again, in the set here, I'll show you some of the extra accessories that you can do with this, because we're running out of time now to add to this, and I want to kind of save the rest of this for my next video where I'm going to be doing photos. So you get some more pockets here. These aren't shaped or anything. We have a waterfall here. We have a long side pocket there. We also have this extra detail and a tab, so you can do a tab there for your pocket pages. Now your pocket pages are going to need something slightly slimmer. The length will be the same. It's a manual cut, so you'll need to cut it to 6 3/8, and the binding here, I can't show you too closely, but the binding here comes out to about there, so you'd be safe enough to cut your page mats or your page inserts to round about 3 3/8. 3 3/8 would be a very safe number to go for popping in your page inserts there. And we have this tab there that you can pop at the top, and then if you have the additions, this is optional. We have all of these extra mats here. We have mats with stitching. We have these tags here as well. Those all look perfect popped in there as well. So when we have the choice of all of these pockets too, or with the ornate theme. So that is today's crafting for this video. So I'm just going to quickly run through what I used today. I used the Happy Haunting 12x12 premium papers. This is directly from the Craft Consortium website. They have made that available again. They've re-released it, and I have used the portrait album die set. Now all of this is linked down below, and also the small ultimate binding. Now that's back in stock, super exciting. The large one's back in stock too, and the portrait album die set editions as well. So I'll continue to be using this in the next video. Again, I'd love to know which one to make next, if you'd like me to go and make one of these larger ones, or we want it in landscape or in portrait. We've also got the Midi album as well, and the Midi album editions. I know I did get a request for using the landscape album die set editions on its own, which it can be done on its own with the large ultimate binding, but doing it on its own means you don't have pocket pages. Now I'm a huge fan of the pocket pages, but I did get a request for just these two as a standalone, so I might do that, but let me know in the comments. And I will take all that on board. So let's go through the comments again. Yes, we learn to roll with the mistakes. Keep going. And Alice is saying she's terrified of the big ones. Do you mean like the big die machines? I've used the Big Shot Plus. Now that's a pretty scary the first time you use it, because I'm a small person and the desk at Craft Stash Live is actually quite high and I'm really short, so I'm like this doing it, and it's a big machine as well. Sometimes it kind of moves about as well, and you have to really kind of put some welly into it to get it done. At home I have the Gemini. If you're afraid of the big machines, go for an electronic one, definitely, because one, they're smaller, and two, you're not kind of cranking and trying to get it through, force it through. You just literally just push it through. If it's the electronic one, it kind of starts up automatically, so I would definitely say the Gemini would be perfect for that. So yes. So she's okay with the Big Shot Plus. Okay, so is it the big dies that you were a little bit worried about using? Yes, Debbie, it's really hard to choose which ones to go for. I mean, I literally just need to fill in the gaps, so I need to just make sure that all of the albums are covered and have tutorials. So Barbara's asking about the Midi album being made. I can do that, and there's also a couple of tutorials on my Simply Made Crafts page on Craft World. If you click on the link below, it will take you to this one here for the Alice in Wonderland, but that will take you straight to the Craft World website, and from there you'll be able to navigate to the Simply Made Crafts page, and there is a MIDI album tutorial on there. You might have to scroll down a bit to find it, but it is there. So yep, so Goodall has this one. So yes, so everyone's saying large format or the MIDI set would be good. So I'm really glad you guys enjoyed this, so thank you, Shirley. So Debbie's saying she has both Sizzixes, but she prefers the smaller one. Yeah, I do prefer the smaller one as my everyday one. If the die will fit through it, I'll use it. Oh, big spiders! Big spiders, yeah, I don't really like the big spiders either. We've got quite a few false widows in our house as well, so yeah, there's one living above my desk in the corner. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on that one. It's coming up to that time of year where they can get quite aggressive as well, so the last thing I want is to be bitten by one, so yes. I think I've answered everyone's questions, so I've tried to link as much as I can down below. This is going to be a continued one. I'm going to add photos to show you how that goes together, and this one here, there's a full tutorial on Craft World that is linked below. That's using the landscape and the large binding and the additions. So, but all the information about this particular one is on that website. Everything is listed there for you, so everything is there. So you probably won't be seeing me again now till next Saturday. Yeah, like I said before, I'm currently preparing for the Create and Craft at the moment with my autumn collection, so that's going to be a lot of fun. There is going to be a small hint of Halloween. That's just a sneak peek. That's all I can say. That is all I can say, because we're still a couple of weeks from launch and I can't give everything away. So I will be doing a couple of sneak peek photos closer to the time, but make sure you do tune in, and I'll also be telling you the times that I'll be on and which shows, because I'll be doing the Craft Stash Live as well. So Debbie's asking, can I do a Halloween collection next year? Spiders and ghosts. Well, I think Debbie wrote that before I let a little bit of the cat out the bag there, so watch this space. I have some really fun things coming up in the autumn collection, so there's going to be something for everyone. If you don't celebrate Halloween, there's going to be plenty of other autumn themed things. So yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing next Saturday for my live video, whether it's going to be a pre-record or a live. It all depends on how busy I'm going to be over the next week. There will definitely be something there for you to watch. So I hope you can all join me. If you've missed any of this video, it's going to be available on replay. If you've literally just tuned in, everything I've used today is linked down below. And I hope you all have a really good week next week. I hope the weather's really good for everyone, and it's going to be nice autumn weather, or spring if you're in the southern hemisphere. So thank you very much for everyone that's joined me today. It's been a lot of fun, and I do love to chat. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone, and